The other day, I downloaded data from the system and I wanted to start my analysis, but I faced multiple problems. So I'm going to show you those problems, but I decided to make a lesson about this to help you deal with such issues. So if you see here, I have my product and I have a date. The first problem I face with my product is that if I use a VLOOKUP, for example, equal VLOOKUP, I open the parentheses, I put 1001, which is the first product, and then I select my table array, select column 2, and then I do false. In case you're not familiar with VLOOKUP, I'm going to put a link in the description so you can see another lesson on this. But basically, if I put enter, I get an NA. And this means that the VLOOKUP doesn't work, although I use the same 1001. Why? Because those numbers or this data looks like numbers, but in fact it's not a number. Even if I go here and then I select under home and I put number, my VLOOKUP still doesn't work. Sometimes you will see that those data points will have an apostrophe before, so you can remove the apostrophe and then you'll deal with the problem. But in this case, you can do this. The other problem we are facing is here. You can see those are dates 2022, 0101. And again, if I use them as dates, so we can put a small filter here. If I click on the filter, I don't see them as date. Usually Excel is smart. So if it's a date, it will give me a filter which has dates. So as an example, let's say we have here dates, and then we have 21 March, 22 March, etc. You can see that those are dates. So if I put my filter, you will see I will see them as dates, but not there. So we're going to deal with these two problems using very simple solutions. Let's start with the product problem. For the product problem, you can select your column or your data, and then you go under data here, you have text to column. So you click on text to column, and then it's as simple as just clicking next, next, next until everything is fixed. So you say next, 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 and then finish. And as you can see here, my VLOOKUP works. If I put 1003, I get this date. So the VLOOKUP works now. For dates, it's slightly more complicated. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So you select your date column. You go again to data, then you go to text to column. You say OK for the delimiter. Then here you say OK. On the third one, you're going to say date. And Excel will ask you, what is the format of my date? So here you can see I have the year, the months, and the day. So I'm going to say Y, M, and D. And then I say finish. And as you can see, now we have dates. So if I put the filter, you can see that I get dates, right? Now let me show you one other way to fix your number problems. So we're going to go back with Ctrl Z. And as you can see here, my VLOOKUP doesn't work. What you could do is the following. You type 1 in any cell. Then you do copy. So Ctrl C. Then you go, you select your data. So I'm going to select my data. And then instead of doing paste, I'm going to go home, paste special here. And then I'm going to say multiply. Once you do this, you are forcing Excel to give you the result in a number format. So you do this, and as you can see, the VLOOKUP now works. So those are a few methodologies you can do in order to fix your data set.